Hi, I'm Alex Acuña. Today I am on Musicians on the Record. Hit it!
This is huge, musicians on the record. Bring it on.
Just to get to Weather Report, I wanted to let you know my love for jazz. Definitely later I started listening to John Coltrane and Elvin Jones. Actually, it was Elvin Jones the one that really made me to understand jazz. Why? Because when he played the drums, I was able to dance. I said, oh, I can dance with this. Because the things that he was playing was very much to the Afro-Peruvian music we played. So I was able to understand that, only that he was playing the hi-hat in the 2 and 4 and the cymbal, openly. Like, I said, whoa, and I was dancing. I said, great, that's what I love. Drums and music to me is supposed to be danceable. I don't believe in the things that doesn't make me move. Anything else doesn't really. Anyhow, I don't want to say anything else. But that's my love for. Remember that I told you when I was growing up, I listened to Chopin and Liszt, and of course, Mozart and Bach and Beethoven and all of them. But Chopin and Liszt were killing me. And then when I heard Weather Report, 1970, I was in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Oh yes, after I finished my tour with Perez Prado in the United States, I went to San Juan, Puerto Rico in 1965. And I married there, and I lived there for 9 years. And that's when I learned really how to play the congas and the timbales and the bongos and the clave and all the Caribbean music really well. And that I started listening very heavily to John Coltrane and Miles and studying Elvin and Tony, mainly those two.
Yeah.
Then I got into Roy Haynes. Then I got into Jack DeJohnette. Then became those four guys. But the main two was Tony because of the accuracy of his hands and feet, and Elvin because of the heart, the beat, so unique.
Yeah.
And then when I heard Weather Report, I said, that's the band. That's the band. It changed my life because the harmonies, European, but jazz, melodies, different voices. It's only four guys playing. I sound like an orchestra. I said, whoa, this is what I want to play. And my ex-wife told me that when we came to the United States, 9 years later in 1973, 74 almost, she reminded me that I used to tell her, the reason we're going to United States is because I'm going to be playing with Weather Report.
Wow.
Right there is a dream. Right there is a desire. Right there is a vision that also becomes accomplished. You have it deep in your heart. Yeah. Anyhow, I came to New York. I always moved. Anywhere I went, I always had a job. I never moved looking for a job. Always went with a band or a group or somebody. I had a family at a very young age. By 22, I already had a family. I had 3 kids when I was 27 years old.
Yeah.
So I came here, brought my car, my drums, my family. New York is too cold. Came to California, it's too big. But when I say too big, it was too big musical. I said, I don't want to be boxed playing Mexican music or Latin music only. So I'm going to Las Vegas. I had an experience playing big band in Puerto Rico. I was playing shows. And so in Las Vegas, I started playing with a big band at the International Hilton Hotel. And that's where I had the opportunity to play with Diana Ross and Elvis and Paul Anka and everybody else. And that's when, after that, I joined Weather Report.
And with Weather Report, how long did you play with those guys?
I played 3 years, from 1975 to 1978.
Yeah. Can you talk about some of your favorite experiences, favorite performances there?
Of course. I left the International Hilton, because also my family knew that I came to the United States to play jazz in this trip. This is the second trip. And they understood. You know, I always managed to have a house for my family. I never live in an apartment. You know, I always try to make my family very comfortable and be blessed with that. So to make my wife and my kids ensure that they're comfortable, that they're going to be comfortable. Anyhow.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to travel a little bit playing with, I started playing with Don Elias on percussion, and Miroslav Vitos, and Richie Berak, and Dave Liebman, you know, those jazz players. And, for about 2 months, playing jazz, and Don Elias and I, we switch. I like to play with somebody that can also play drums and percussion. I love that. Yeah. We switch. And then we finished those gigs, and they left to New York, and I went back to Las Vegas, and I had no job. This is the first time maybe I didn't have a job. And a week later, Joe Zawinul called me. Hey, Alex, they told me you're bad. I said, who is this? He said, this is Joe Zawinul. Joe Zawinul from Weather Report? Yes. I said, you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. He said, would you like to play with the band? I said, with Weather Report? Anytime. I came to the United States to play with Weather Report. So he came the next day, stayed in the Caesar Palace. He called me. He said, Alex, I know you're not working, so I won't be able to see you play. Let's hang out. We went out, hanging out. I went to pick him up in the car and walking to the parking lot. We're talking. We introduced each other, and we're talking, and blah, blah, blah. And he said, let me see you walk. I said, what do you mean? Yeah, I want to see how you walk. Okay, well, this is how I walk. He said, yeah, man, you can play for sure, like that. I was like, okay. I said, really? He said, yeah, thank you. Okay, whatever. Anyhow, we hang out. We like each other. He said, Alex, you want to play with the band? Yeah, okay, I'm going to send the manager to get your passport, to get everything. We're going to rehearse a couple of weeks in Los Angeles. We have a 2.5 month tour in Europe. And we want you to play percussion. I said, well, I don't have percussion instruments because I've been playing drums here at the International Hilton. But no, he said, we get you everything. I had my congas and my timbales. Actually, one of the first recording of when I'm playing percussion, Chester Thompson was on drums, Alfonso Johnson was on bass, and Wayne and Joe.
Wow.
It's on YouTube, 1975, at the Berlin Philharmonic in 1975 in Germany.
Wow.
In Berlin. It's amazing. I saw it the other day. I said, whoa! I didn't know I was playing like that in those days.
You were pretty good, right?
Well, the whole band, what happened is this, Dave. If you play with great musicians, they get out the best of you too.
Yeah.
If you play with, I don't want to mention other categories, but yeah, there are other categories of musicians. Then you're gonna play because that's what they can play. That's the most they can play. But you have Wayne and you have Joe, and then when Jacko joined the band, you have all these monster musicians that they change music.
Yeah.
You definitely have no other chance but play great.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you push to the limit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it is. So that was very briefly what. And amazing, we had a great. When I was playing percussion with Chester and Alfonso Johnson on bass in Paris, we had in a theater. We were a few days there, and every night 5,000 people came to see us. So Westport was very famous in Europe.
Yeah.
In Germany, France, of course, Austria and England and everywhere. It was like the Beatles of jazz.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, really, really. I mean, the people were, we want to see Weather Report. And then when Jacko came, even bigger, But when Jacko came to the band, United States wake up for Weather Report. We start playing New York. And Jacko wanted me to play drums. When Chester was in the band, I never sit down on the drums because I don't like to make anybody feel uncomfortable. Like I'm trying to take his gig away.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what you mentioned before, that I grew up very early. Yes, I grew up with 5 brothers, and I grew up very early. So I have a lot of discernment about those things.
Sure.
Exactly. And it's good to know all that stuff because you don't get in the way. Today, if you don't have that experience, you want to show, you want to shine, you want to show yourself, and maybe I can be higher, No. Don't do that. Respect the other musicians, respect the instruments of the other players. Don't just sit down and play. Even if you're better than him, doesn't matter.
Right.
Respect. Anyhow, that's what I did, and Joe didn't know that I played drums.
Wow.
So once Jacko invited me, because Jacko and I were roommates. He came from Fort Lauderdale. I came from Las Vegas, and we stayed at the Tropicana Hotel on Santa Monica. In one room, 2 beds. Jacko was clean as a dog, white. Swim every day, jog every day, eating fruits, yogurt, and oatmeal, and fish, very healthy, playing basketball. So I said, I love sport too. So, we follow each other. Then we rehearse about 10, 12 hours all day, and then we come back to the room, we eat, and then we play again, just him and I. He put the neck of the bass by the wall or by the door for acoustic sound, and I got on top of the table or the chair and played with my brushes because it's in a hotel, we don't have noise. And we start playing all the Miles Davis, Wayne Shorter tunes. Wow. I'm playing brushes. And he says, wow, Alex, you know all these tunes. Yeah, man, I listen to jazz. Jazz is my oh, wow. So by then, I still was playing percussion on the band. Chester was the drummer. Jacko came to rehearse with us. And so he said, let's go early and just play you and I. I said, but I don't like to touch Chester won't be there yet, so we go at 10. We play 1 hour. They come at 12, and we start the rehearsal. Okay, that day, Joe came early. He came by 10:30, and we were playing Jacko and I. Chester had a drums. Chester taller than I, so his thumbs, 8 thumbs, open like that in the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm a small dude, and and so Joe didn't notice who was playing the drums because he could not see who's behind the drums. The tongues were covering me and the cymbals.
Wow.
Who's playing drums? He said, Alex, you play the drum. He said, why you never told me you play drums? I said, well, for the reason that, no, I respect. I don't do that. You hire me to play percussion, I play percussion. And I said, bring your drums. I want 2 drummers and percussion.
Yeah.
And Jaco said, no. I want Alex to play the drums, the band. So then we looked for a percussionist. That was Manolo Badrena, came to us, and that was the Heavy Weather album, musicians that we did with that band, that format, you know.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one of the things that happened with us. And then we saw how Weather Report really grew with the fans, and the appreciation, in those years were amazing, especially here in the United States, because we were able to play melodic jazz with a backbeat and still fusion and still contemporary and still musical, harmonical, and rhythmically and melodies. That's exactly what music is all about. Music is composed by rhythm, melody, and harmony.
Yeah.
And then composition. Composition is improvisation, you know, improvising on the spot.
Yeah.
And that's what the band had. And that's why, you know, it's perfect setup for a musicianship and a band and a sound and everything. And that's why that recording is, you know, it will be there forever. You know?
Absolutely, yeah. And obviously sad about what happened with Jaco over time. I mean, you guys were an amazing rhythm section, right? One of the best of all time.
Yes, I actually left the band. Joe told my family, because I kept with Joe and Wayne, you know, I kept playing on their albums, and after I quit Weather Report, you know, when they did a solo album, they called me to play drums and percussion. Okay. Both of them, yeah. So we still friends. The reason I quit Weather Report, and I had to say it like this, I left Weather Report. It was because of my family. I had a wife, 3 kids, and they were growing up. I said, no, I had to be home, because Weather Report went 2 months to Europe, month and a half to Japan, 2 months in the United States and Canada. Yep. So it's almost 6 months, and my kids never saw me. Right. And I said, no, if I'm going to have kids, I better be home to really make them grow, be there growing with them. And so in those days, when I moved to Los Angeles, 1978, I had an incredible demand for recording. I record a lot. I record with Chico Corea playing drums. Yeah. I record with Lal Mays playing drums in the 80s, early 80s, and Lee Ritenour and Larry Carlton and all those people. And then they find out that I play percussion, so I was hired to play percussion and doing a lot of movie soundtracks and television and everything. So I was here making good money and next to my family. So that's when I stopped traveling. Yeah. And I say no to everybody. I didn't want to go on the road. Yeah. I still don't like to go on the road. I like to go to teach and to share, to do clinics and master classes to the universities, because I like to share what I know. Yeah. But I'm sorry, I don't want to. I don't know how you say it, denigrating. You know, I don't want to sound like. I really don't like to be in the backing up. Not because of I don't have an ego like that. It's just, you know, playing the same music every night. No. And then away from my home, I don't think so. Yeah. So I'm very comfortable over here in Los Angeles. Currently, if you ask me what I'm doing right now, I can tell you.
Yeah, please.
Lately, actually, this year from November 15 to November 16, I played about 25 movie soundtracks.
Wow. Movies, can you name any of them?
Yeah, all of them. Okay. Most of them. Okay. They want to name the big ones, especially of this last year. Yeah. Star Wars.
Wow.
Yeah. Rogue One. No,
Rogue
that's
One.
The name.
Yeah.
Moana. Yeah. La La Land. Live by Night. Yeah. Wow. Zootopia. Yeah. Star Trek. Wow. Jurassic Park. Jungle Book. All of those movies.
That's you. All of those are you. That's amazing. I've seen most of those.
Playing there, sometimes a lot of hand percussion. I also play some pianis, which is very hard to play. I play some bass drums and taiko drums, and suspended cymbals. A little bit of snare, right some places sometimes.
Amazing.
But yes, and I've been hired to play in a lot of movies, and it's been a great journey these last couple of years here in Los Angeles. Still, I'm my age, because I'm 70 years old now.
You're just getting better with age, though, Alex, right? Like a fine wine. Right?
Yeah, well, that's the beauty also, in the orchestra, they call people with experience, and they call younger people also, so it's a mix. Yeah. It's a mix, and that's why it's a good mix.
Absolutely, yeah. I really honor the fact that when you gave up a successful band that was touring the world with Weather Report for your family, but you continued your success in the studio and now with movies. Can you talk about, for musicians who might be making some of that transition, what are the top 2 or 3 things, the main differences between the studio and being on tour, and what somebody needs to know?
Yeah, musically speaking, now I'm going to concentrate on that a little bit more. Mm-hmm. It's great to play live, mm-hmm. especially if they let you play the way you would like to play.
Yeah.
Definitely respecting the frame
yes.
of music,
Mm-hmm.
But it's wonderful. I think Sting does that. Sting gives a chance to the musicians to play a little bit inside of the frame a little bit more. He's open to do that. He let Vinny to stretch a little bit.
Yeah.
But the feel of the music is still there. The right feel of the songs is still there. Anyhow, that's a great gig, and the reason, especially Vinny, like people like that, like Dave Weckl, Vinny, Steve Gadd, the still current players, Steve Smith, because they have recorded a lot. They recorded a lot of records. They made some epic records, and with epic musicians, with incredible musicians as well.
Yeah.
But recording really helps. Your ear really grows about timing, about what to play, when not to play, dynamics, when to increase, when to change colors, when to change this and that. You kind of become an arranger of your drumming in a piece of music. But that's why the guys that I mentioned, they can do that. They can play that at any time because they do both. They record and play live.
Yeah.
But okay, if now we just go to the people that just play live, nowadays definitely it's fantastic because they play with click track. And they play with headphones.
Yeah.
But in the places where they don't play with click track in the live performance and they don't play with headphones and click track, then the time's a little bit moves, not in a good way sometimes.
Yeah.
So be careful, you guys that are out on the road. Always practice with metronome, and practice with music music minus. So you keep you practicing with and like I mentioned before, you do the rudiments, keeping a 4-way coordination because that will make you able to sync your timing, you creating right there your coordination, your technique, and your musicianship, and the timing. You are creating 4 things in one exercise. So practice that way. Better if you have it's all many kinds of metronome, beautiful that you can use.
Yes.
And to practice with good time, but also you can use the music minus. And live is, I love to play every time. Like for example, when I'm playing live, last night I played, I give all, I sweat, I even dance, sing, everything. I be myself, freedom, you know. It's beautiful. And I think it's not because I want the people to like me or something like that. No, that's the way I am. And also, you have to perform when you in front of an audience that they paying $20, $25, $30, $50 to come and see you play. Perform. Give him something that they say, man, I'm coming back to see him again. You know what I mean? So that's what I like about playing live. But also when I play in the recordings in the orchestra, I cannot really jump or dance. I move a little bit. You have to play more rudimentary, you know. You know, boom, 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 boom. You know, play with the orchestra. You know, it's great. So the discipline is different. You know, so we also have to discern how do we act in every. You know, we become like actors. We can be comedians. We can be, you know, action actors. We can be drama actors. We can be all those actors in the music as well, you know, in the setups properly wherever we go. But the heart is the same. The heart is feeling the same. The heart inside is like, you know, with assurance that the music is being performed well, the music is being played well to the best of your abilities. You still give the best and all of that. That's bottom line. In both situations, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. Could we play a little bit of a musical word association game?
Yes.
I'll say some artist or some folks, and you tell me just what comes to your mind.
Yeah.
Tell me. I have to ask you about your time with Elvis.
Yes, I was playing at the International Hilton. I was the house drummer of the big band there for the shows. But every time Elvis came, he had his own drummer, which is in those days was Ronnie Todd.
Okay.
Ronnie is playing, I think, now with Neil Diamond.
Oh, great gig.
Even though I think Neil Diamond retired, I don't know. Anyhow.
Okay.
But and Ronnie was one of the first guys that I saw playing two bass drums, very good. And he played everything Elvis did, you know. He was like a circus drummer, you know. Every move he made, he played. And very good drummer. And so this is the first time the conductor say, Elvis, there is a great percussionist here from South America, Alex, and he should play with you. And Elvis said, well, I never used percussion. Yeah, but this guy is, you know, anyhow, was recommended. So I started playing a little congas here, a little tambourine, little shaker, you know, little bongos there, you know, not much, just with the music. And he loved it. You know, so that was with Elvis. And so the next time, he came 3-4 times a year, every 3 months, something like that. He did 3 weeks straight ahead. So the next time he came, I didn't went to rehearse. I sent somebody to cover for me for the rehearsal. And Elvis came, and he's looking for me. So he goes to the conductor. His name is Joe Gershel. I think he's dead now. He says, hey, Joe, where is the Indian?
Oh, God.
And Joe said, oh, yeah, I'm going to call him. And so Joe called me, said, Alex, Elvis looking for you. I said, okay. So I got into my car. I went there. When I got in, Elvis looked at me. He says, hey, you don't want to play with me? No. Elvis, I had some issues, you know, with my family and blah, blah, blah. So, but I'm here. That's why I sent somebody to cover for me. I said, oh, okay. We became really good friends.
That's amazing. Yeah. Did you ever get to record anything with him, or was it just playing live?
Not just playing live in Las Vegas. That was it.
Awesome.
3 years, 73, 74, a little bit 75.
Amazing.
Every time he came to Las Vegas, I played with him.
That's fantastic. If your playing could produce one effect, one feeling in the world that you would want people to have, what would that be?